as first mate, ordering the crew, uh, controlling the ship while Gilator is indisposed, um, basically captaining.
Hmm.
Um, you get to like a lull in the um, in your workload as everybody's kind of been set to task and is doing their thing, and you can kind of just take it easy and monitor the ship um, for the next few hours until Gilator comes back above deck. When Agar, the Woad Elf swordsman that you've picked up in wherever you guys got him from, I think it was Teak Bay, um, he comes up to the quarter deck and asks for a word with you. Um,
Okay.
he comes up and says, First Mate Amandi, a word.
I turn and I look him over for a second. Doesn't seem injured or panicked or nothing. Yeah, all right. What is it?
He has like a look of determination in his eye as he says that uh, as he's to understand it, as this is his first, you know, this is his first time he's on a pirate ship,
Hmm.
that he's been on a pirate crew. He says that from what I hear on a pirate ship, might makes right, and therefore I challenge you for your status as first mate.
I laugh in his
I
face
challenge you to a
immediately.
duel.
I laugh.
It's
Full
a
hyena
full
cackle.
it's a full record scratch across the ship.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. You see like the helmsman that's standing like just nearby, like is kind of like looking out of the corner of their eye. What was their name again? I think they have a name. Let's see. The Chimera crew. Oh no, the helmsman was lost at sea last time. Never mind. So you don't have a designated helmsman, but whoever's there um, is cutting the two of you a look like, oh shit, what the fuck is this kid getting his himself into?
After
Um,
after I stop laughing, I brush an imaginary tear from my eye and look at him again and then just say, first of all, the whole might makes right thing mainly works on really bad crews or between opposing crews. Um, Here we all work pretty well in the hierarchy that we've established, which is a continuation of our previous crew when we lost many members. Um, I'm still willing to just kick the crap out of you if that's what you want, but you're not getting my position.
he smirks and he says, "It sounds to me like you just would rather brush me off, and because you're worried I might win."
All right, tell you what, we can fight. Captain will judge or whatever, and if he thinks whatever merits you show are good enough to get my position, if he says it, fine.
Huh.
He draws his sword. He has like a long like Legolas, like one single edged like saber sort of, but like a straight saber, and he like holds it aloft in his hand, not pointed at you, but just ready. Uh, and he goes, "That sounds good to me. I'll show the captain what I'm about. Who's really the toughest sailor around here?"
I laugh again.
Uh
Mhm.
I just want to lean in really close to him real quick and just say, for the record.
Are you there? I figured you'd be
Oh, I
like,
figured this was.
I'm
Oh,
like,
I figured this was just all happening as like a part of the crew because Gelator was judging the contest.
well, Gelator's not here right now. It's only him and Amandi here right now,
Oh,
and then
sorry.
another NPC or something.
Oh, okay, got you. Sorry, I thought this was in broad daylight.
I mean, it's in like mid-afternoon, but everybody else is off
No, no,
like doing
no.
their jobs.
Oh no, fair enough. I was gonna make a joke about like this isn't getting him out of cabin duty because canonically he's pissed off because I told him to go like scrape barnacles off the side of the boat.
Yeah, he thinks this is quick cut
Like
to being in the officer's position.
if Amadi chops all 4 of his limbs off, I'll strap the fucking chisel to his forehead and send him down the side.
So yeah, he's got a big smirk on his face. Like he's got the attitude of like, oh, you're just saying that because uh like you're not sure if you could beat me and you want to keep your position. Like you think that you got it made up here and you're all cushy in your job.
Cushy pirate life. Funny.
Yeah. So he's like, if you want to get the
Yar.
captain, that's fine, but
Yeah. All right. I'll go get him on my way to get my axe. I go and retrieve both.
you hear him kind of like as you walk away to the helmsman, like kind of talking a little bit of shit. It's like, wow, they don't even have their weapon at, like ready up on deck. Jesus,
Here's
like
the weapon.
If I accidentally kill him, as long as he puts up a good fight, I'll still eat part of him. Um,
I feel like it's almost a short in the crew, like Lan and Amanda, because it's technically Lan's job to take custody of these men, but I feel like it's just a thing of like normally we're discouraged from killing or beating the men,
He's
as like
asking
a
for this.
disciplinary thing. No, no, no. This is a thing that Lan and Amandi have discussed of like the minute he opened his mouth, I disavow any consequence of what happens to him. Like normally, if it's like someone mouths off to the captain, it's like leave it to Lan, he'll deal with it. This is like Amandi, as of right now, he is Saint Teach himself averts his eyes in shame as to what is about to transpire.
so,
Oh, he looks like a douche.
mm,
Yeah,
Kind of hot
um,
though.
um,
yeah, he's a pretty
He's an
boy.
elf.
He should be
Elf.
he
back
is an
in a
elf. That is
second.
true.
And he has purple eyes, my favorite color. Probably not Amandi's favorite color, but mine personally. Um, oh shoot, I was gonna say something. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh,
Uh-huh.
so this reminds me also similarly to how um for the challenge between Amandi and her sister, it was literally like, "This is my fight. Everybody stay out of it." So I feel like when it comes down to Amandi being directly challenged by people, that's how this whole thing with the rest of the crew is understood to be. Of just like, oh, okay, this
Right.
person is disowned until further notice. They have stepped up to the wrong person.
Is there a betting pool on the ship?
Oh
They
my
gonna
god,
take bets on
yes.
Oh,
this?
absolutely.
100%. Like,
Yeah, I don't think so actually, because everybody would just bet on Amandi. There's no actual like,
Yeah.
there's no odds here.
everybody only makes like 1 copper, but like if you're dumb or brave enough to put money in on the other guy, like you could win big. But
Yeah, I
like
mean, we
these
have a couple people who are new and don't know me yet.
well, it's also these fights don't come around very often because nobody's dumb enough to challenge her. So like the couple times they do, it's fun to like put a silver down and see what happens. Make it interesting.
I would never bet against Amandi ever.
Oh god, no. What if she found out? Jesus, man.
Are you insane? It's not whether
I
she'd
love
lose
this.
or not. It's if she found out.
Okay.
I'm wholly convinced that if one day Amandi falls in battle, she will descend into hell and then eat the devil and then return back stronger than ever.
Yeah. All right, Amandi. So you go back to the captain's quarters and you fetch the captain. He comes back on the quarterdeck. You get your gear and you get ready and you square up with him. Go ahead and roll me an initiative roll.
It
Real
takes a
quick.
good couple of minutes to get me out there because I have to stop laughing before I go out.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to take this seriously.
Another
there.
one? Really?
I had
Also
a
like to
copper.
remind all players and or viewers that Undy currently has the highest bounty on our ship.
Yes, she does.
She does.
You
Okay.
haven't checked what your bounties are in a while, but last time you checked, it was Amadia the highest.
Okay. Initiative.
Okay, so you got exactly the same as him.
Okay.
What is your dex?
My dexterity is I got a 12.
Okay, he's got a 16, so he's gonna go first.
I just realized I need to pull up my abilities because my second screen doesn't work, so I can't put them over there.
Okay, let's see. Hmm. Does he have a fucking shift ability? I don't think he does.
I think he's F.
Okay, so he is going to make a sword attack on you, hobbling strike.
Oh, he's gonna be hobbling.
And he misses with a 17
Okay.
versus AC. So he
I don't know why, but I'm dropping frames
steps
like
forward
fucking crazy.
very quickly, very light on his feet, steps forward and like swings a low cut for your leg, and you easily block it with your huge fan axe.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and use his elven accuracy, and then he could re-roll. And he rolled worse. Okay. So yeah, he makes 2 quick strikes to your lower legs, and you block both very easily with your axe stretched out in front of you. What do you do?
Well, first I mark him.
Okay.
Could you add
He-
him to the combat tracker so I can actually put the mark on him just in case?
Oh, there we go. He is in the combat tracker. I should have
Okay.
In case he
revealed that. There we go.
accidentally gets a hit.
Yeah.
Okay. And I
That's
will
funny.
mark him. And then I think I'm gonna start off with I gotta remember which one it was, but I think it's
You
is it
could just
Rending
go
Fury?
all out on him. You don't need to start
Yeah,
slow.
you could just go
Or
Nova.
I mean, if you want it, it's up to you. You could do however Amandi would approach this. If you think Amandi would like hold off in reserve before and like test him out and see how he does, then you could do that. If you want to just wreck him immediately, you could do that too. However you want to handle it.
Like I wasn't planning on going easy on him at all.
Okay.
I realized after you guys have mentioned this though that I did not pick my top ability to start with.
Your top
I was
ability.
more in the mid range. Yeah, like my daily. Like I could straight up start Form of the Laughing Killer, become a giant like monster in front of his face, laugh once again, laughing at him as I attack him. But I think I'm gonna start with the Rending Fury, which allows me to roll twice.
Oh yeah, and then he
This
has
isn't-
-2 attack.
This isn't a fight. This is a lesson.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
So there's one, and then
No.
the
That's gonna miss,
other.
and that is also gonna miss.
Okay, so we're equal on this. Okay.
Yeah. So as you block his low cut with your axe, you kind of flick it up and away and try to like go for more of an uppercut with it to his arm, but he very quickly steps back out of range. He is going to come at you with a longsword strike and rolls a 4. So he got a 12, which misses. So he goes for a high cut to the shoulder. What do you do?
I let it hit me, and it just like hits what little leather armor that I wear, and it just like I look down at it and I look back at him and he has not even cut into me, and I'm just like, huh.
Mm,
Okay.
Nice.
And then gonna remark him,
Okay. Just in case.
and then I feel like I'm gonna save Form of the Laughing Killer for when he actually draws blood.
Okay. Sure.
Until that point, I'm just gonna do other stuff.
All right.
So let's do
You didn't use up your Rending Fury, by the way, because you missed on both.
yeah, I missed. So let's try something different. Let's do Tempest Assault.
All right.
And I assume since you're going back and forth, he's just permanently marked because you just mark him at the beginning of every turn regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some abilities depend on me marking him. So if I don't keep marking him, it'll turn off.
Oh.
Yeah, because it ends at the end of the turn. Okay,
So
so I
as you
missed
go
him.
assault him with your Tempest, your Fanax crackles with lightning as you thrust it forward, but he steps off center line and you kind of overextend, which gives him an opening to counter strike with his sword, which he does hit. He got a 22, so he does hit you for 1d10 plus 7 damage, which he rolled a 1, so he does 8 damage, and you are marked by him.
Okay. Guys, I just thought about like, while I don't necessarily think he could bloody me, like if he does, and then he finds out that I get even worse if I'm bloodied, it'd be amazing.
I will say that
Um,
this is definitely an upset in the crew that he drew first blood. Like, I think the crowd is going, like, tense now.
yeah. Well, I did say I would wait to use Laughing Killer until he drew first blood, so
Yeah.
he's given me the opportunity to use the thing I
Lan,
wanted to use.
everyone who knows Amandi's abilities is off to the side looking unimpressed because they know that like Amandi likes being bloodied and she
Yeah,
likes bleeding from underneath. So it's like you drew first blood, and some of the newer members like, oh, he's drawn first blood. He's got her right where he wants her. And we're just like, that poor fucking fool. She's got him right where she wants him.
Yeah, you kind of overextend, and he steps off center, puts his sword, like slashes you on your like waist a little bit, and
Mhm.
makes a minor cut to you there, and you whirl around, and what does Amani do then?
I straight up like crack my neck, roll my shoulders, and then shift into Laughing Killer form, which is technically a type of polymorph. I do physically change my appearance
Yeah,
in this. I grow
what do
like a
you
couple more feet. Hmm,
you grow how much?
did you say a couple more feet?
Oh God, so you get like
So I'm like,
huge.
yeah,
Where do they come out of?
and my feet,
Jesus Christ.
just feet on top of feet. Um, and so I look from like looking down at him to really looking down at him.
Yeah.
And then like once again hyena grin, but then it spreads a little too far. You see there's like rows of teeth in there.
His smug smirk kind of goes
And
away,
then
but it's replaced by like determination and like seriousness.
yeah. And then like once again there's the hyena cackle, but it's got this eerie quality to it that kind of echoes around. And usually people can't hear so much of the echo because there's a whole big fight happening around us, but now it's quiet
I know.
except for us. So
Yeah. What a privilege. He has your undivided attention.
okay. I
All
can't
right.
remember if I marked him, so I'll do it just to make sure. And then
I haven't been clicking the initiative thing, so
oh,
he's been marked this whole time, so you don't need to mark him every time.
oops, I think I double marked him. Okay. And then okay, I'm gonna go with the laughing killer attack also.
Fuck yeah. That is definitely gonna hit.
Cleaved in twain.
Cool.
And
Then
he
I
does look
also
good.
get to
We'll see.
damage,
Oh.
and then here's some damage over time for you
Ooh. So it takes
as you
7
get the
points of
bleed
damage
effect.
and 5 damage over time.
Yep.
Okay. So I
Okay.
will now have to use the actually I'll just okay, so is that it?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, so he takes 5 points of damage. He is gonna yeah. So you just spin the fucking fan axe around and whirl it right across his chest, in like a shallow diagonal, just slash him. He fucking stumbles backwards, uh, wipes some blood off of him, and charges back at you with a thrust of his longsword. And that is going to hit with a 19 for 10 points of damage. And then you are marked. So you still are marked. There we go.
Mm.
And that is going to be his turn. So he thrusts. You block with your axe, but it kind of goes off to the side and stabs into your shoulder a little bit. What do you do?
I just remembered I leveled up last time, so I got a new ability.
Oh my god.
He
Let's
does
see.
save,
Gotta
so
remember.
damage over time goes away.
Oh, people always save from that too soon.
Yeah.
Like, who has the time to staunch bleeding in the middle of a fight?
um, his blood clotting, I guess. I don't know. So what does Amandi do?
Mm, I like my new ability, but it's one of those ones where it's something that like you'd have to attack my allies for it to be helpful, so I'm not going to use that new one. I'll just do. I'll try the Rending Fury again since I haven't used it up yet. Rending Fury. Okay, and the second roll.
So that is
Nat
gonna hit,
20.
and that crits. So go ahead.
My god. My
Both hit,
god.
so you
He's
do the
broken in half.
so now both of them hit. So God
So
damn.
there's my.
What does that
then
look like?
So as I go and like I swing the axe up to look like I'm bringing it down across him, and then at the last second I change it so I bring out the butt of the staff, trip him up, and have him fall towards the axe as I swing it back around low.
Ooh.
So I basically have him fall on my executioner axe.
Nice.
He's lucky I don't hit him.
Yeah.
Ouch.
He is not looking good. He is going to try to hobbling strike you again. As he kind of tumbles to the ground, rolls to the side, swings his sword out wild, but it misses you with a 15.
Okay. Just
Okay, what do you
curious,
do?
what's his health looking at? looking like right now?
He's bloodied. He's taken 32 damage.
Okay.
Can you see his
Cool.
wounds and HP in the
No.
No,
Okay,
only his.
because he's an enemy. That's right.
Yeah.
I have him set up as a hostile. Okay, so yeah, it's your turn. What do you do? As he swings wild and misses you, how do you respond?
Let's see. I think I want to use the power I haven't used yet.
Okay.
Um, let's see. What do I got?
He has less than 20.
Um,
He's between 20 and 20.
just for a little like added insult to injury, I'm gonna go with Strength of Stone. Because that's an ability that gives me temporary hit points. So if I hit this, then I also heal standing in front of him as I'm doing this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
17 is going to miss.
okay.
Okay. And then he is going to try to
I'm like
hobble and strike you
continuing in
again.
advance.
What?
I'm going to continue to advance. Keep pushing him.
Yeah, so he's on the back foot now. He swings at you. He only gets a 14, so he misses. So he's like, he tries to like jab out with his sword and find an opening, but you're like completely defensible. You have your axe just because it's a pole arm basically, just directly out in front of you, and he can't get past it. What do you do now that you got him on the back foot? What's the next move?
Let's see. Oh, hold on. I need to. I have never used this ability. I've had it the whole time. Let's see what Ferocious Charge does. You charge
Really?
and deal an extra 2 damage on a successful attack. Increase the extra damage at 11th level. Not there yet. So I'm going to charge at him.
Okay. So a charge is you can move, and then you have +1 to hit, and you make a basic attack.
Okay.
And then this says it does what? +2 damage? Yeah.
Okay, so move, +1 damage, and then basic attack.
Yeah.
So,
So we'll say that yeah, he like steps back out of range and you charge at him.
okay.
Oh
Nat
my god.
20. Okay.
Okay.
So then I'll roll my damage, and I get a +2 to the damage because of the ability.
Yeah, so go ahead and put that in the modifier box. Yeah. You basically hit him in the same wound as before, right across the chest. Leaving him a really bad gash. And he just drops to the ground as you put your axe, like bury your axe into his chest. He drops. He's bleeding out. What do you want to do? He's not dead.
I stand. Okay. Does he look like he's conceding? I'll ask him if he concedes.
I think he looks like
coughs
he's
up blood.
conceding his life.
He coughs up blood. He clutches at the wound in his chest, and he goes, I yield. I yield.
Good. And I bend down a little bit, so I'm leaning like directly over him, still like fully Nagu form. Big old smile, eerie chuckle, and I tell him that that's the smartest thing he said all day, because I wouldn't have minded killing him, and I'm not sure that would have been a good enough fight for me to eat him afterwards. I'll get the medic to patch you up.
He looks very pale, like he's lost a lot of blood. What do you want to do with him?
I'm gonna leave him there, and I'm gonna go get Zafrino to heal him.
Okay. Yeah, Zafrino comes over and heals him with what he can. Dude's still beat the fuck up, so Zafrino takes him back to one of the cabins and gets him patched up.
Yeah.
Like a
And
day
then
or two. What's that?
I was gonna say, And then as like that's happening and I like shrink down to normal size, I turn to the captain amidst the rest of the crew who is gathered to watch this, and I ask the captain, "So, what do you think? Do I still have my position?"
I wanna talk to Agir
Agare.
Agare
Yeah.
and just be like, so that's actually like trial by combat's not actually how you advance. I knew you were gonna lose. This was just kind of to humble you. Once you're patched up, please clean up the blood you just bled onto my deck.
Yes, Captain.
Kayla, I have a question. Does
That's
And then I
Amandi?
look back at Amandi. Thank you for teaching him that lesson.
Of
I have a
course.
Wow.
It's
I have
my
a question for Amandi.
Mhm.
Does Amandi have a special like ritualistic attachment to maintaining her own weapons?
Um, not necessarily
What?
ritualistic, but like
Adam, shut
not
the
in like a
fuck up.
culture way or anything that
Just
significant,
personal preference.
but like
Not in here because I
yes,
had the door blocked.
Okay, I was
because
gonna say
really,
if you wanted to, I'm gonna order this
Shut the fuck
guy
up.
to basically get back to his normal chore regiment, regardless. But if you wanted to add insult to injury, uh, I was gonna have him while he was waiting in the medical unit, or like while he's on mandatory bed rest, to clean and sharpen the first mate's axe. It appears that she dulled it, hitting something stubborn and immovable.
Okay.
No,
yeah,
if
sure.
Amandi's cool with it, but great. Then yeah, it's while he's waiting in the medical tent, it drops the axe in front of him and tells him that Zafrino makes it mandatory that even after you're patched up, you'll be on bed rest for a day. Fortunately, I still have some way to get some work out of you. It appears that our lovely first mate has dulled her axe against something incredibly thick and dull, and it needs some cleaning and basic maintenance. So get to work.
And this will probably be the only other time in his life that he's allowed to touch Monty's axe. The first time being when he got cut by it a few times. So you should enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
About 2 days pass, and you're back up on deck doing your thing, and Agare comes up to you holding your fan axe, and he brings it to you, and he holds it out to you in his palms and bows, and doesn't say anything, but just holds it.
I take it back and I look at him and I say, well, as I'm sure we have all come to the conclusion that this was a learning experience, I hope this will also mean that going forward, you find my future orders more palatable since you seem to have had a problem with them previously.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for.
Good.
He says. He looks at you. He's very sheepishly, like uncomfortable, like he's worried that you're going to be upset with him, and he says, "Thank you for not going easy on me." Um,
Of course not.
I was wondering if you would do me the honor of training me in combat. It seems like I have a lot to learn. I didn't think that I wasn't aware. Basically, like I wasn't aware of your game. Like I wasn't aware that that the crew was this well trained. I feel a little bit out of my depth. I thought that I was going to do a lot better. Um,
Well, you didn't.
I clearly have a lot to learn, and I would be honored uh, if you would take me on as your student.
She stops to consider it and like tilts her head in that way that kind of dogs do when they're considering something. Um, and before she decides, she asks him how attached he is to like wielding a sword.
Um, he says it the my swords are what he has the most training in, but um he knows that you favor the axe, and if part of the training includes him changing weapons and like completely breaking himself down to like basically start fresh with a new weapon that he's not experienced in, then that's what he'll have to do.
Good. That was a good answer. Until you can get your own, I'll let you borrow one of my other axes.
Okay. So what I will do is I will reconfigure his character sheet to use axes rather than his elven swords, but he's going to be weaker for it.
I
Not a lot,
mean,
but
that
like
Is the turnaround going to be that after a certain threshold of time, he will be stronger with an axe than he would have been with a sword?
yeah, 100%.
cool. I like that. Also, the weaker in the meantime sounds like a him problem, so it's fine with me.
Hey, that's fair.
That
Yeah.
is fair.
Yeah. I'm even being nice enough to lend out one of my precious axes from my collection.
I love the
Right?
idea of the alternative as Amandi going, great, you're gonna fight with an axe now. I don't have an axe. That kind of sounds like a you problem. I recommend getting one.
Yeah, you
Going
don't
into battle with no weapon is kind of a bad idea.
have.
Yeah, that does
Oh,
sound
and there
about
are
right.
like a few things I want to say to him. Considering that he's so interested in learning. The first couple lessons are that, for one, I am a senior member of this crew. As I tried to explain to you previously, I was part of this crew before most of what you see here was like this. Second, hold on, Kayla forgot the second one. um, dang it was a good one. Dang it. Oh, pretend I said something cool because I can't remember it now. I'll
Oh,
probably
you
remember
got
it later.
this.
Somebody else is
No,
having a cool moment.
the overall sentiment was basically that it works like this for a reason.
Hmm.
Oh, and you were saying about how might makes right only works on a disorganized crew.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And as I'm sure you've seen our God, I'm forgetting all sorts of words today. I almost called Lan a quartermaster, which he technically also is, but bosun. There we go. As you've seen our bosun in action, disorganization is not allowed in our crew.
Aye. He he
Wonderful.
he says I understand. Um I have never been on a pirate ship before. I've only heard the stories, and I
Yeah, I
thought
can
it was
tell.
very different.
That was very clear to me when you walked up to me, acting like you knew anything.
Poor bastard.
He's giving the moment from Pirates of the Caribbean where is it Elizabeth Swann who does the whole like or is it Will Turner's the like I avast ye scurvy and there's like no don't we don't do that.
Yeah, it was
That's,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
He's read
uh
like the Rosonian equivalent of like um fuck, what is the famous pirate novel that everybody always quotes? Treasure Island. He's read the Rosonian equivalent of Treasure Island and is like, I know how pirates work.
Long
right.
John Silver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, whenever you have spare time, he asks you for like sparring and training with the axe. And he's not great with it. It like he definitely seems like he tries to swing it too fast because he's used to a nimble sword. He what's his stats? I think he's way better at dexterity than he is at strength, so he's gonna have to switch. Um, let me see. His strength is only 11, but his dex is 16. So like he's definitely gonna have to build that up.
yeah. That's funny. That's practically an inverse of mine because my strength is a 17 and my dex is a 12.
Yeah. So I will switch out his stuff to work with an axe and strength, and then we will begin his training.
Cool.
Um,
And as for the weapon in particular, I will lend him My battle axe. Because
Is it just
I
a regular
considered,
battle axe?
yeah, to start with, I considered the Ragnvaldi clan axe, but I really like that one. I don't
Yeah.
think I like him that much yet. So you can have the regular one.
It's also
Okay.
pretty good to train him on like the basic thing that he's likely to come across most often.
Right.
You want to
Oh,
learn
I
how to
think I
draw a
remember.
handgun? Here's a Mauser broom handle from World War One.
It's actually really interesting because, like, you could choose like a boarding axe or like something small, but like making him go for like a double bit battle axe is like way in the other direction to the point where like it's definitely he's not going to be used to it. So like it's probably like it's about how hard of this training you want it to be and like
Yeah.
how in the deep end do you want to throw him of like do you want to give him a light axe that's like more similar to his normal stuff or you want to give him a big beefy battle axe that's like completely opposite.
Okay, so I'm not used. The Monty's not used to training people.
Right.
Actually, like non-knoll people. So I think like her first instinct is to use like one of her most basic battle axes. So she goes and she like holds it out to him, and, like drops it in his hands, and sees him basically all under the all her axe. Start, got it.
Well,
And
yeah,
you just
like
like she'll go through her collection and pull out like one of those boarding axes or whatever. Like
okay.
you can start on one of the smaller ones.
I love the idea Amandi's watched Land train people, and when Land trains people, is just screaming at them and hitting them. But she doesn't understand the nuances of like how to reinforce certain lessons for incremental growth. So she's just like, oh, training is just a fight where you let them live at the end. Got it.
It's also like
I'm the best at that.
well, like she has had training of her own back at home, but that was amongst other gnolls. So like they fight much
fight where they
differently and train much differently,
a
and
fight where they let
also
you live at the end.
yeah, that too. Yeah, that does apply.
Sometimes.
So fun fact, did you see so BTS, the K-pop group, had to do
Okay.
their mandatory military service, and
Uh,
when they came back from their military career, all their fans were disappointed because they left as like these androgynous twink elf boys, and they came back yoked as fuck.
Oh.
Uh they left as baby Sasha and they came back as Abby. And I feel like that's the journey. I feel like
Yeah.
that's the
This
journey
guy,
that
yeah.
this gentleman is about to be on. Just
Potentially.
red faced, gritting his teeth as he drags a 60-pound battle axe across the deck of a ship.
So we are going to now transition to Asim. Asim, what are you doing on the ship day to day?
It really depends. When I'm not just.
Are you the
I'm the navigator, so like I do.
That is true.
I do have duties, but like they don't take very long. It's go up to okay, adjust the heading this way, and I'll be back in like 20 minutes because we might need to change.
Yeah.
Sometimes I stand up on the deck and actually steer the ship because I get bored.
Yeah.
Other times I'm trying to run across ropes and shit and do
A
my
lot of Asim's day is spent trying to figure out if he can draw a dick with the compass without lifting the thing.
yes, that too. And to see how close I can get to land without him noticing that I'm there. Um, that goes for like everybody except Amandi, okay? Because
Mine just take that off.
and the captain because like it's the captain and Amandi will kill me.
Yeah.
And not necessarily on purpose. Though there's a small chance on purpose. And after hearing or seeing that spectacle, Asim definitely has a different outlook on Amandi. Like, okay. Was pretty sure he was
I
gonna
know.
get eaten, and
It
his
has been like-
scraps were gonna be fed to Scuttle.
Yeah.
Oh, I also teased the bird.
Very nice. The bird is getting angrier by the day.
Oh, I know.
So you're on night watch one night when
That happens.
when Eric, the thug, the brute from the Dirty Killer crew, who you guys recruited on Shipwreck Island,
Yes.
comes up to you. You're kind of just watching off the railing, the gunwale. Not much to do on night watch. He comes up, comes up next to you, leans over the railing, like leans back against the railing, and he asks you, like, he asks you straight up, what happened on when we were stopped at Teak Bay? I've heard rumors from the crew, but figure I'd ask you directly. You ran across somebody there?
What rumors did you hear?
I heard you have family that attacked the crew. Attacked the captain.
Had family. Yes. I did have family. Once upon a time.
You kill him?
I will if I see them again.
He asks you, how much do you want to make that happen?
Dangerous question.
That is a very dangerous question on multiple levels, both for him and for me.
What do you say to him?
I'm split, so I'm just letting you know where Asim's mind is before Asim speaks. Because on
Yeah.
one hand, it's like, does this motherfucker know where they are? Because if he does, I'll go kill him myself. But why is this motherfucker volunteering to kill my family? That's my job.
He's not asking to kill your family. He's just asking if you want to make that happen or if you're willing to let it go.
So Asim answers, honestly, I will make it happen if the necessity arises. In the meantime, there are bigger fish to fry. I'm not sure what those fish are. That I don't.
Well,
I just do as
I
the
guess
captain.
one of them is wherever it is we're going.
Listen, the captain tells Land tells the rest of us, and we kind of just do what he says.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I know better
Yeah.
than to ask questions about where we're going. But
Yeah, definitely don't ask Amandi. Okay, just stay away from Amandi.
Understood. Well, I was just thinking about it, and
I mean, if you know something.
well, I don't know anything about your situation, but I know some methods of finding out more information if you want to pursue it.
I do want more information, but I pursue it at my own pace and at my own discretion. This is for information only. Because if it comes down to killing them, I'm going to do it myself.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's your vendetta, not anybody else's. But if you wanted any leads, I might have some information that could help lead to some.
I'll take what you can give me. This isn't by any means over, but like I said, bigger fish and all. I'll take what
Sure,
leads you
yeah,
can
we
get
gotta-
me, and when I have time to search them out, I will. But in the meantime, my focus is on the crew, on the ship, and the captain's mission.
Sure thing. He says that back when he was on the Dirty Killer, there was a criminal that Zir was never able to pin down. We were never able to find him. He'd always slip out from under our grasp when we think we had him. Huge bounty on this guy. He ran a spy network. He was kind of a people mover for people who didn't want to be found anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They called him the Gull. I guess like a seagull. Not really sure, but
I have one of those.
You have a pelican.
now that I find
Whatever.
myself on the other side of things, might be able to make some connections with him. Find out what he knows. If your family really was connected to some gang or something, they might have information on it.
When the time's right, I'll call upon you and we'll go search out this gull.
Sure thing. Yeah, and the rest of watch goes uneventfully, and as he leads you to it.
I now stare off and am completely and totally ignoring my duties at this point. Because now I'm thinking about shit. Like,
Yeah. What is Asim thinking about?
he's questioning how important this mission that he's currently on, and whether or not he just wants to go light off with his crew for a little while and track down this gull and go take care of this problem that's lingering overhead, because I don't think I've seen the last of my family. They didn't get the money they needed. So chances are they're going to be sent after us again, especially because we foiled some shit. So, we've obviously made some enemies, and our bounties will eventually go up. Mine probably not, because nobody gives a shit about me. But that may have changed. In the meantime, like, loose ends. Asim has,
Right.
if he's learned one thing from all of his travels, is loose ends are a problem, and his family is one really big loose end. Like, Asim was ready to kill them. They decided to retreat.
Okay. All right.
And just continues to run those numbers and crunch all that information in his brain.
Yeah. So as we transition away, we get to the below decks, a long table filled with crew having dinner. Right in the middle of it, I assume, is Lanolin. I assume Lanolin eats dinner with the crew, or does he eat with the officers?
I assume it's actually a good question. You know what?
He's like,
No, I think Lan makes it a point to eat dinner with the crew, but at a certain point in the evening, he will excuse himself to go to what I assume is like an officers' meeting.
Yeah, probably like
And
the
he
daily.
knows that like that's the period where everyone's gonna talk shit about him behind his back. But he scheduled the meetings intentionally to give them that time.
Yeah.
I do want to make a note that at dinner, Lan's personality completely flips.
Uh,
where like he's jovial and like he's got stories or like a song or a joke. Like it's very much the like, cool, we're not working anymore. Y'all can relax.
yeah.
It's just when it's time to work, it's time to fucking work.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sure. So as
Yeah,
you're
he's
having dinner,
mhm,
hanging out with the crew, laughing and drinking with them,
mhm.
uh, Alder comes up and sits across from you at the table. Um, and
Alder being which one again?
he is the older guy who's looking after Evan and works for the SEA.
Mm,
You hated him, but now you think he's really cool.
yeah, that one. No, yeah, just hi there. So how you be settling in about our fair vessel?
Settling in well,
Mm.
well enough.
Oh, I know that our this is the one we recruited. He was undercover with the trade guild, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I know that our humble accommodations may not be able to, or they may not be able to match the luxury of the Galarian Trade Guild. And I yell that a little bit louder to set up like jeers and boos from the rest of the crew.
Yeah, no, the rest of the crew around you, like sitting at that table, start to like, yeah, jeer and laugh
Yeah,
at
yeah.
that. Um, he kind of smirks and chuckles, and he goes, yeah, the accommodations could be better," and kind of makes a little jab. He goes, the grog could taste better if you're taking notes."
Oh, do you know there's an old sailor's trick to making the grog taste better?
All right, what's that?
I refill his glass of grog.
Drink more of it. He takes a big old swig.
Yeah, just like
Um,
clank glasses to.
yeah, no, he taps your mug and takes a big old swig of it. Um, he takes out from his coat pocket a small journal and some papers kind of tucked into it and pulls it out and he goes, I thought I'd come down here and ask for your help. You're the most sea weathered of the crew, and I thought you might have some luck in deciphering some of this. I can't read a word of it, but it looks like Old Elvish or some kind of Sylvan language. And he pulls out a couple of pages, like really old pages, written in like ancient Sylvan.
Okay.
You can make out most of it.
Uh, okay, I give it a once over. What's the vibe? Is this written as like, fancy like high court papers, or are these like a letter, or like what am I looking at?
It looks like it's correspondence between some official from Mithrandane and addressed to a basically Knights Templar style group called the Emeraldian Wardens.
Have I ever heard of that?
Um, give me a Arcana check or a History check.
Ooh.
Actually, either one.
Okay. Um,
History might be better for this.
okay, I was gonna say Arcana because number one, my Arcana is actually better, and number two, I didn't start caring about history until I left the Woad.
That's a good point.
Like living in the
Um,
Woad, I was like a young rapscallion.
they will give you different pieces of information, whichever one you
Ooh.
decide to roll.
I think it's still gonna be Arcana's like the most like sailing and like nautical stuff about the world of like piracy and politics. It's all gonna be history. Arcana, if this is a thing to do with the Fae, I think it This is
Okay.
before my time, right? Like this isn't a thing that land would have been around for.
I'm not sure. This page looks extremely. He says he found it at the underwater Sagan temple.
Yeah, I mean, land's not. If you discount the time of like living in the world where time is kind of a meaningless construct,
Yeah.
if you discount that, he's really only like in his late 60s, maybe mid 70s.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you can
I,
roll
I still think
Arcana.
I think Arcana, yeah.
Yeah.
See, this
Oh
goes
wow.
back
Yeah.
I told him this goes back a ways. I say this is older than even I have recollection of, and that'd be no small feat.
You do read that the person writing this note is asking a question about the security of an object in the possession of these Emeraldian wardens, um, that they refer to as a primordial talisman. Um,
Primordial talisman.
yeah, Lan. Let me see here. Hold on one second. Where's my notes? Gotta. These are not game notes. These are like my world notes.
And there's no chance I can also roll a history check, right?
That's a good question. Yeah, go ahead.
Uh
So
okay.
you've heard of these before as like these are some of the most powerful magical artifacts that have ever been discovered, and a lot of them still like are only legend. Primordial
Okay.
talismans are artifacts of pure like no one even knows who made them. There's not like a history to them. They've just kind of always existed.
Hmm.
Um
So this is getting into like old school high extraplanar magic.
yeah, this isn't even like, oh, the Icaraxians like created these powerful. No, these are just things that are
They're like
always have
the
existed
Infinity
in the time
Stones.
space. Yeah, legit like the Infinity Stones. Yes. Let me see here. What the fuck? I think it had a name. Hold on here. Uh, Control F.
Yeah, so this is like some high grade old school magic.
Yeah.
Like when you're messing around with stuff like this, it's not like yeah, when you're so why would so this group, whoever they I forget the name of them, they were asking these emerald people to store a primordial whatever for them.
Yes. Like this person was asking these guys to store them and or to store the object and asking like basically is it secure? Do you have the means to protect this thing? Like is it safe? Um
Damn.
and he doesn't refer to it in as in like a name. Um at least I don't think it had a name. Where is it? God damn it. Hmm. Um hmm. For lack of a better name, the notes refer to it as the Emerald Pearl.
But that's probably an incorrect translation.
Yeah,
Or okay.
probably. This thing probably has like a ancient elven name that is, and probably names in multiple different languages. This elven name just roughly translates till today's Elvish into Emerald Pearl. Um,
Hmm. Okay.
you get the feeling from the notes that this group of elves that like have been set to guard this thing uh were created to guard this thing. Like their
Got you.
organization was
So this
made
isn't
to,
like they were a bank that was contacted. They were an order that was founded.
right. Like this is the note.
Mm-hmm.
This note is kind of like, did you reach the place that you had in mind to secure this thing okay, and did it work out for you guys? Because it's addressed to the Emeraldian Wardens.
Right. Right. Huh. Okay. You said, would you allow me to make a history check as well?
Yeah, you can try.
I'm gonna make a history check.
You know what? I actually do have some pirate lore if you pass this history check. Um,
Here's a
hmm,
question. Is there additional information that could be revealed about this if I use my nat 20 versus the 24?
no, you've basically got it. There's
Okay,
not a
cool.
lot of
Cool, cool.
information because there's not a lot of
There's not a lot
lore.
of information, period.
Right. You recognize the name of the organization as somewhat as a group that the trade guild had a run-in with like a year or so ago.
They're still
Uh,
around?
yeah, or at least some form of them.
The Emeraldian, what was it?
Emeraldian
Gordon.
Warden. Um,
Emeraldian Wardens.
you
And the
remember hearing some kind of talk about the trade guild going up against these sea elves and a dragon, who were on the side of a group of pirates.
Okay, wait. The trade guild was going up against the or the emerald guys were going up against the dragon.
No, the emerald guys were backed up by a sea dragon,
And they were on the side of the pirates.
and the pirates were aiding these sea elves and the sea dragon against the trade guild. This is like 2 years ago, maybe. You've heard
This
some sailor story about this.
this isn't related to this isn't a Besmara thing, is it? This is a whole other this is a separate entire incident, correct?
From what?
The Battle of Besmara and the politics surrounding that.
Yeah, this doesn't have anything to do with that. That's
Okay.
against Taldane.
Yeah, no, then I let the guy know, like, at the time, the name didn't mean anything because it, in the world of, you know, in a world where you have to identify yourself by heraldry, essentially, that is
Yeah,
basically a color plus an easily recognizable symbol, aka the chimeras or the I don't know, just throwing one out there, the Royal Fortune or things like that.
yeah,
Hearing that there was a crew called the Emerald Wardens didn't really strike me as odd, but
yeah. Now
it's the
you're
same.
realizing the Emeraldian
Yeah,
Wardens
like
wasn't a pirate crew. It is a sea
no, no,
elf.
yeah, yeah. I'm just saying,
Uh,
like, but this isn't like some no name faction that sprung up overnight to just kind of like do a thing. This is like, oh, they might. If this is the
yeah,
same group, then they were doing something.
right.
Yeah, I tell him as such and I say, and you say this was you found this in the Sagan cave.
Yeah. I guess that That old temple was a lot older than I thought.
Where in the Sagan Cave did you find it?
He was basically able to get into like the there were rooms on the outskirts of the temple, not like the inner sanctum of it, that they could get into without the Sagan like swarming them. Like they obviously had to fight their way into it, but they were less defended than the inner sanctum of the temple. Uh, and they managed to get some notes from there, but there
No,
wasn't
no,
much
no.
that was surviving.
No. I mean, where? I put it to you like this. What do you think someone might be feeling, or how what might the information contained within be worth to someone if it were in a glass bottle, what were sealed with wax versus left in a nightstand?
Um,
What might the container say about the information and its value to that person?
yeah, he actually. Now that you mention it, that's a good point. It was recovered from an old locked chest that was waterproofed. Like this
Did,
thing was meant to hold important documents.
did the chest look like it was built to be like, was it built by the Sagan or was it built by someone terrestrial that planned to have it underwater?
Oh yeah, no, this was definitely elven in make.
And the Sagan and the Sea Elves are not the same group, correct?
No.
Yeah, then I'm just telling him of like, do you know? And I basically I say in short form that like the thing that I feel a lot of academics miss, and I say is the stories. So what you have now is that a group of sea elves, presumably coming from a woad of some kind, built a chest and waterproofed it, locked these notes inside, and sunk it into a Sagan temple at the bottom of the ocean. Now that is the beginning of a very interesting story.
Hmm. I don't he's like going back and forth with you, and he goes like maybe it wasn't put there on purpose. Maybe the Sagan intercepted this and took it. There was a couple other notes in here like that kind of were going all over the place. You do notice some other administrative notes and things in this small bundle of notes that don't really have anything as interesting as this one.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, he says that any number of things could happen to have this thing appear where it was. This information is going to be great for my patron.
Your patron.
Oh yeah, my patron at the SEA. They are a nautical history professor at um, the college in Capital.
Landis kind of chuckles, and I imagine by now he's taken out like a yeah, right. Yeah, Amandi just pointed out that feeling when you tell a faith that you have a patron, just like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah,
He's pulled out like a scrimshawed like homemade pipe. He's kind of puffing on as I'm kind of chuckling at just like from Land's point of view, like nautical history and like the history of this world, like is something that he's lived and like it's a very visceral thing. So the idea of like, first of all, also the fact that he knows it as like the blood and sweat and spit and piss on like the boards of ships, and like it's this very raw thing. So the idea of like stuffy academics teaching it in a university is just doesn't compute to him. And I think it tells him as such of like, no, what would and it's like basically like what would academics like stuffed up in some tower find a use for? It's like for our humble little world out here.
Well, I mean, if what you have read to me is true, then this artifact that this missive refers to, this could be a huge discovery. Perhaps this is one piece of the puzzle into finding where this artifact is located.
Wait, say that again.
What about that? It's a huge discovery, or that this might help find where the artifact is?
No, you said it might be what?
In my, I, I don't know what did I say?
You said it might be one piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Can we get much higher?
Oh my god.
The One Piece. The One Piece is real. Anyway,
Oh my god. But yeah.
yeah, no,
So
it's.
yes.
I mean, yeah, just
You know, you seem to, for a pirate, you know a lot about this kind of stuff.
I say again, lad. I say stories. That be what the world is made of. Just one story after another. Uh, and I say, and the key to being in my position, and I say,
Yeah.
let me ask you a question. You've been on this crew now for a bit. You've seen the way that I carry myself with the men and the way that I go about enforcing the rules of this vessel. Why do you think that is? What do you gather from an academic sense about my techniques?
Well, I mean, I don't really study psychology or uh, sociology, but I mostly study archaeology. I
Not
don't really study much at all. I just go and get the shit that my patron wants. Um, but I don't know. It must be effective. It's some capacity if it's
let me tell you
working
why.
for you.
I am not, and say, I am the third highest ranking officer on this vessel. I am not the third strongest member of the crew. I'm not even the most knowledgeable. That'd be I say that our, you know, slightly problematic wizard, Gelf, can run circles around me in terms of those old stuffy rune texts and whatnot. Seems a better navigator could put him in front of a helm with a good star chart. He can find his way around the world and back before breakfast. And Gilator, though he'd never actually admit it, is got an eye for leadership that I spot, as I got an eye for leadership and command that I spotted in him when when he was only but a young man. You see, the reason why I'm in charge of the people is because I know what story they need to hear. And I kind of point over at the guy who like fought Amandi earlier, or like even if this takes place before, like whatever, I point at him and I say, that one there, he's a hot shot. Leave him with an ounce of, was it with an inch of slack, and he'll go off and do something stupid trying to prove himself. But the story he needs to hear
And I say the story that he needs to be told. And I say is that the captain and the first mate need to be listened to. They need to be followed. Because they're not as bad as that jackass little old goat down in the decks that's told him to clean the same spot for the 5th time, even though you'd swear that you mopped it adequately this morning. And I kind of point over another one who's like, if there's like, I forget the personalities of all the crew, but if one of them's like maybe a bit newer, maybe a bit nervous, I mention that one. Their story is about how they remind me of me when I was their age. Just bow-legged and unstable. Oh, you should have seen me before I had me sea legs like a newborn gazelle.
Mm.
And I say, they need to be
Actually,
told.
actually, it would
What's it?
make sense if you're talking about somebody like that. You're probably pointing at Evan.
Great. Then I point at him and I say, oh, like me when I was that age, like a newborn gazelle I was after a few hard drinks. He needs to be told that he'll find his sea legs and then some. Because it's given him hope to look forward to. You see, everyone's got that story they need to be known. And I say the trick to training men is the same as finding your heading at sea. When you look all around you and there's nothing but blue front, I'd say forward, aft, port and starboard. In order to know where you're going, you need to know where you've been first. That's why I know me stories.
Well, I think that these stories, the things that you've experienced, the things that you know, could serve you even further should you desire to get into the guild, or not the guild, but the organization.
You're talking about is it, you're talking about the SCA, are you?
Yep. I'm still working on my thesis myself, but
Is it? Does that mean you'd be finally willing to be a bit more transparent as to what the bleeding hell it actually is? As we've still, like, correct me if I'm wrong, aren't fully sure, like, beyond it's a historical society, what they're doing or what they are or why they exist.
yeah. Um, he says, I think in your particular case, the people in the organization will appreciate me asking for an apology rather than permission.
Great. I pick up my mug again and I say, maybe you are gonna fit in just fine here. We'll make a pirate out of you yet.
We might make an upstanding citizen out of you.
And I say, just because you've been a good drinking buddy this evening, I'll let you get away with that one. Cheers.
Yeah,
I'm not like fully 100% like sold on it, but I am like, if I think that I have a chance to, do some good with this and in return learn a bit more at the same time, like I'm never going to ever make claims that my loyalty will ever be to anything but this crew first. But if they think they can benefit a bit from the things that I know, I'm happy to lend that knowledge.
yeah. It's basically so what he basically explains a little bit about the guild more than just a historical society. They're more like, imagine if everybody in the guild was like Indiana Jones. Like they say they're just a history, like archaeology professor
Right.
on paper, in like on their face, and like the guild is kind of mundane, and most people don't even know it exists, and the people who do know it exists don't really think much of it and kind of don't even give it a second glance. But they're actually extremely accomplished and voracious treasure hunters, not for treasure's sake, but for the sake of learning about the ancient world, because of how advanced the ancient world used to be, that most people don't even realize. Like like special interest. They're
Land's
high.
never given it a second thought about the fact that like there was a like he knows that like there was a world before this one, but in terms of like it being more advanced or the idea that we've lost something, it's never crossed his mind.
Right. Their chief interest, like they're interested in all ancient history and archaeology, but their chief interest is in the Icaraxian Empire and what happened to it, where did it go, what happened during it, what magic was lost as a part of its falling. That's their true goal and what their efforts are into discovering. In order to join, he says, you need to bring them a piece of new information about the ancient world.
Bring a new piece of information about the ancient world.
Basically, it's like a doctorate kind of almost. Like you need to bring them something of extreme value to their knowledge base that they previously hadn't known about, to like basically your thesis. Like you need to defend a thesis almost.
Okay.
Or bring them a new advancement, discovery, something of great interest to them will be the thing, and that's what he's doing right now.
Right.
The other way is to just be taken under, like a lot of the time you can be almost like a squire, like to somebody who's already in the organization. That's what Evan is.
Right.
And Alder was kind of just tasked and being paid by this professor of whatever from Capital, being paid to protect Evan and make sure that anything that Evan discovers gets back to them safely. But throughout this entire time, he's also been looking for stuff to get himself into it as well.
Interesting.
So he says, if you would also like to join this organization, I can give you a little bit more information about it, and we can kind of work together on figuring stuff out, of like stuff that we can use as our in.
I tell him basically I'd appreciate the guidance, and I tell him, unfortunately, and it's like I'm fairly sparing on knowledge of the past at the present. And then I just kind of like, until I get a better read on him, like I'm making it clear, like I would like to try and join the organization if they'll have me. I'm like I'm willing to do this. I would like to do this, but until I get a better read on him, I'm not gonna divulge the one bargaining chip that I think I might have, which is the visions that I've had about the what did we call it again when I was up there? The far shores?
Oh
The
my
shores
God.
beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I'd been calling it the Forgotten World, but yeah, you said like the shores beyond, or some
Just
shit.
in a random moment, Daniel was just like, "Yeah, it's when you look at the shores beyond," and me and you were both like, "Let him cook."
Yeah, that's what it's called now. Oh wait, I think I wrote it down somewhere. Hold on. Where did I write it down? Control F. Shore. No, I didn't write it down.
Well, point is, we know it. So Uh yeah, no, I just
The shores beyond, yeah. That was
Mhm.
it.
But yeah, so I'm keeping that to myself because I don't have the best read on this guy yet.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. Um, he basically describe if like he sees that you're like kind of cagey about joining another
No, no, no.
organization.
I'm no, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, he basically explains it's not really like you don't, swear fealty to them. I mean, there's an oath I've been told that you take, but it's not really like you don't belong to the organization. All of the members are free agents that can kind of do whatever they want. Um, and the only real um, the only real uh uh fealty you have to them, for lack of a better word, is like the onus to any like new discoveries you make, like should be shared with the organization at specific meetings, but there's not like a mandatory, like as long as you attend a meeting once a year or whatever, like it's usually fine. Like there's not like a you don't have to leave the crew or anything.
Yeah. No. Then I'm telling him that I'm. It's not like I'm being caged about joining. I'm interested in joining, and I'm making it clear of that. It's just I'm telling you like
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I'm putting it forward to him like, yeah, I'll keep looking, like we're kind of on the trail of like some stuff, but I don't really have anything that significant to share at the moment, knowing to myself that I've got the telescope literally in my pocket right now.
Right.
An arguably more significant discovery than anything they've had in a long time, and I've got it in my bag. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Ancient artifacts, that's crazy, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. We will then shift to um another time on the ship. Um Gelf, what does your average day on the ship look like?
Mostly reading my spell books and memorizing my spells.
Cool. Where
Um,
do you usually do that?
I have a cabin.
Okay.
I would have a cabin on the ship. I think the ship's wizard would rate his own cabin, don't you?
I agree. I think that all the officers probably have their own rooms, their own bunks.
I think one
Yeah.
time Gelf complained about the size of his cabin, and Lan told him that if he has such a problem with that, then they can use the resident wizard's tower, and then made him sleep in the crow's nest for a couple days until he asked for it back.
That sounds like something Gelf would do.
I can totally see that happening.
It's in
That's
the
really
middle of
funny.
it's the middle of the rain. Gelf is just sitting in fetal position in the crow's nest, trying to keep all of his books under his robes. Just
Sleeping in the
eh,
crow's nest for a night. That's really funny.
just Lan, I'm sorry. Can I go back to the cabin now?
No.
He
So
had to
you,
apologize to every member of the crew individually.
as an elf, so you are sitting in your cabin at your writing desk or whatever you have, scribbling in your spell book, taking notes,
Taking a little nip
meditating.
from the everlasting rum bottle occasionally.
Oh, of course.
Have
When
that.
you hear a knock at the door. Yep.
Who is it? Uh,
Um,
enter.
you see the door opens and this young guy. Oh, I forgot to be putting the art of each of these characters as they talk to you guys. Um, you see this young guy come into your cabin. It is the archaeologist that you rescued a while ago from the Saugin and the Trade Guild.
Evan?
uh, he's very young, like early 20s. Um, very well educated. He is from Andorran, so he's like English basically, or like Western European. Um, he comes into your study and he asks, "Is this a bad time? Are you busy?"
I'm only reading spells as I do all the time. I'm very happy to have a visitor. What may I do for you, young Elvin?
As you say that you're reading
Evan.
spells, his face, Evan, his face like lights up a little bit, and he asks, "Oh, may I ask what kind of spells you're studying?"
You may not.
Oh, he looks a little abashed. Um, he sheepishly pulls out from his shoulder bag a small journal-looking book that he has, and he says that I've been at sea for almost a year now, away from the university at Capital, and this is the first ship that's had anybody that knows that has a formal study of magic aboard. Um, I was learning at the university, but my training has been my studies have been pretty few and far between since my departure for this research opportunity. I was wondering, um, do you have any time in your schedule for maybe a lesson or two, perchance?
A lesson from me. Oh, dearie me. Well, young lad, I haven't had an apprentice in a very long time. There's a method to these sorts of things, and one must take an apprenticeship very seriously indeed.
You
I
see, he like,
frankly,
oh, go ahead.
I frankly have my doubts as to whether or not we will actually be together for very much longer. That's always a possibility. So, what makes you so special that you think you could be my apprentice?
He kind of his face sets with like a determined look, and he says, "When last we made port, um, Alder he picked up a bird for me so that I can send messages back to my patron at the college, um, so I can extend my voyages here, and we've decided to take a semi-permanent residence ship aboard this vessel with leave of the captain. Um, so I shouldn't be going anywhere anytime soon." Um, and he kind of opens his spell book, and you see some like very neat handwriting, but like rudimentary spell work of like cantrips and stuff that he has in this book. Maybe a couple of like what out of game you'd consider like first level spells. Um,
Right.
and he goes, I've already advanced a bit in my studies from the college, but not as far. It's kind of been slow goings as after I left. But I do have some to show you, some work to hopefully prove my worth if you'd like to see it.
Gelf strokes his beard and leans back on his stool and goes, "Show me."
Um, yeah. So he kind of steps forward and like um kind of opens his spell book and kind of flips to the pages with like his most recent work developing. Basically, you see that he has a lot of ice magic in the book. Like you look at some of the runes and you identify elemental ice based spells.
Careful there, son. A lot of members of this crew were extra planar.
Oh, oh, very good. Very
Um, like a couple of basic stuff like ice knife and like ice beams and stuff. You see one of note can create the incantations and stuff that you can read shows like creating a decently powerful but very temporary like icicle storm in a localized area.
Let's go above decks. Come with me.
Oh, yes,
And
sir. He closed the book and follows you like on your heels.
we'll go all the way to the stern over the transom. And is anybody around?
Yeah, there's guys working, swabbing the poop deck, rigging the sails. There's plenty of guys all over the ship just doing the normal shit that they're supposed to be
Gara
doing.
is mopping blood off of the poop deck.
Yeah, Agare
Oh,
is up on the quarter deck, just a little ways behind you, mopping blood. Yes, as if you're going to the stern transom, you'd be on the quarter deck as well.
oh, okay.
So
You
yeah,
men
you're like,
working. You men
yes,
working.
sir.
You go work somewhere else.
Uh, Agar is the only one back here besides the helmsman.
Oh, okay.
Um, so he kind of like uh land, and he kind of like looks back and forth at like land down on the main deck, and then to you, and is like looking back and forth, and he's like, "Oh God, which one's scarier? I don't know." And he kind of scurries off and like goes up the rigging and is like helping other people, like trying to make himself as busy as possible. But he can't be like, so he can't be yelled at to go swab the deck.
So he's going to find another task that actually needs to be performed.
Right, like a task that's in like
Look at that.
integral to the ship.
You can look at that. You can teach them.
All right.
He's being asked to being asked to swap the deck in a completely redundant fashion is just fuck. I'm tired of doing this, but I don't want him to yell at me. You know what? It's been like a day and a half since anyone like recoiled the ropes. I guess I go do that. He's gonna
Right, if
yell
I
at me
make myself
anyway.
as useful as possible, he can't be mad that I'm not doing the stupid bullshit that he assigned me.
It's so cute that they think they're winning.
But anyway, yeah, besides like the helmsman far away from you, up at the end of the other end of the deck, you guys have the quarter deck to yourselves basically.
Perfect. All right, boy. See that patch of ocean out there? Make your ice storm. I want to see what it does.
Okay. Yeah, yes. And he opens the book and he's like flipping through the pages, kind of like fumbling with it, and he holds it aloft in one hand, waves the other hand, speaks his incantation in probably draconic, and unleashes a ice storm. And he actually does a pretty good job of it. He got a 24 to hit, so it is a storm of energy which is burst one within 10, and it does a bunch of lightning damage and dazes the target. So it like explodes in lightning, as like a small blizzard, like thunderstorm blizzard appears over the ocean in like that patch of ocean that you pointed to, and just zaps into the sea, and you see a couple of fish like float to the surface. But it looked
Out of game. Out of game. Dad is very impressed.
it definitely looked very powerful. Like he rolled really high. So
In game, Gelf says, "Not bad for a beginner, but I think your skills could be sharpened." You say you're taking up permanent residency upon this vessel, right?
For the foreseeable future, yes.
Ooh, what does Amandi do?
There's
What do you mean?
definitely like kind of um like the prickle over her fur, feeling like the static of electricity in the air, and she definitely comes to investigate. So like she probably makes her way to the quarterdeck to see what's happening and just is like watching from the background um this interaction that's happening now.
Okay. Uh,
Amandi,
Yeah.
run out of crew members to Savage.
No, I see two in front of me.
Ha ha ha! Well played. This young lad was showing me a bit of his magic, and I see that it has ruffled your feathers.
A little.
Well,
Felt some static in the air.
I assure you no one means any harm to anyone. Boy, if you're going to be on this vessel,
Excuse me.
as long as you say you're going to, I could certainly use a hand or two.
oh, of course. Yes, whatever you need.
And who knows what scraps of information I might toss your way.
Um, he says, I thank you so much for this opportunity. I won't let you down.
There's no way you can. With that, Gelf puts his hands behind his back and strides off the rear of the ship, um, and back down to his cabin.
Okay. Do you leave him with anything or just like the proposed like I'll get to you later kind of thing?
I'll leave it mysterious and get the whole "I'll get to you later" sort of thing. You'll know when I've summoned you.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
He says I look forward to apprenticing under you, master.
Gelf, his back turned, waves his hand.
so I have a question for Gelf real quick.
Yes.
The voice you've been doing this session, is that canonically what Gelf's voice sounds like? Or similar to Lan, is he diegetically putting on a voice to sound more wizardy in the way that Lan affects a black country accent to sound more piratey?
I'm trying to do something effete and very old elf-like.
No, and that I get it, but I'm saying like, is that how
I think he's
Gelf
asking
sounds all the time, or
in
is that a thing
character.
that Gelf in character? Is that a thing that Gelf does? Like, if it's just us talking when there's no like people around, is that what Gelf sound like? Because Lan, when it's just the crew, the officers, sounds vaguely Irish, but he does the "I ye scarfy dogs" like thing to sound more piratey. So I'm asking, is it the same deal with Gelf, but to sound more wizardy?
Gelf is more dignified than to put on airs. That's his normal voice.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So we now have our first
Gelf
canon
is
example of Gelf's voice.
Yeah.
Gelf is too big a snob to put on airs or to affect a persona that is not 100% his own.
Nice.
Gelf is, as you may have noticed, is kind of a prick.
Gelf has Gelf has high self-esteem, and I mean that as an insult.
That's a good way to put it.
You should have less.
I would like to add quickly that like Amandi watches this happen and just kind of like raises a brow at Gelf, knowing like, okay, so like I know generally like how you are, and she's definitely assuming he's putting on at least some airs in front of the baby wizard because like he has seen this man fail at gambling, and the end result was that a tavern was set on fire. So, like, he had seen many sessions with the same elf.
Yes, Amandi does have the benefit of knowing Gelf's history.
Lan sees this happen and can't help but think that Gelf would be more openly approving of this young man's efforts if it was fire themed instead of ice themed.
Yeah.
Actually,
And he
Truthfully.
contemplates dropping that in conversation to Evan later.
truthfully, Gelf is delighted that
Oh,
that
that
it's
it's
different?
ice.
Okay, because no one's stealing his shtick.
No, it's not about stealing a shtick. They're both um,
He needs more spells.
elementals. They're
Okay.
both elemental magic. Who? The kid?
No, you. You only have fire spells, and it's been a problem.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Hey, it's been just
I
as
do
much
have
of a
to note too.
delusion.
Oh no, I know it has, but it's funny because after one of the battles, like Gelf was like, I really need to learn something other than fire,
And my portfolio.
expand my portfolio,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
here's
that's
this.
why I made the joke about like I
It's
can't
really
help but
funny.
think if that was fire magic, he'd be at least a little bit more approving.
Well,
No, not at all. It has nothing to do with approval. But remember, a good sensei never thinks his student is good enough.
Okay.
so
Eh?
at that, we are going to, for our last encounter, flash forwards to once the crew is safely back aboard the Chimera again.
Who is forwards, and why do I need to show him my dick?
Anyway, um, after you guys have received the item that you came to Pesh for, we flash forward to the Chimera back aboard again. Um, setting sail for your next destination. Gillator,
Yes.
you are at the helm, keeping watch, like making sure that everything's ship shape. The ship hasn't been. Everybody's been kind of lazy for the last like 2-3 weeks that you've been gone, and kind of slow goings to get everybody back in the swing of things. But after a few hours back at sea, land's got everybody whipped into shape.
Wait, literally?
Nice.
In some cases. Um, coming up the stairs to the quarterdeck, now off duty, is Helgrid. Um, Captain, permission to speak freely.
Oh, permission's always granted.
Captain, the crew is ecstatic that you're back. However,
Oh, wonderful. Oh, there's a however?
it was difficult, to say the least, keeping the men in line while you were gone. I am very grateful for the opportunity that you gave me while the officers aboard took the storm runner to Pesh. But sir, you didn't really leave me in the best capacity to captain the ship while you were gone.
Yeah, sorry about that.
We had some fights on shore. The men used a lot of the goodwill that you accrued with the people of um oh god, what was the where'd you guys go? The island. Cordova. Um the men used up a lot of the goodwill that you fostered with the people of Cordova when you were last here. And their hospitality was wearing thin by the time you returned. keeping the men in line was no small feat, and I felt extremely ill-equipped to do so.
I am sorry that you felt that way. When I left the crew in your hands, it's because I believed you were the most capable one to take care of them. You should have more confidence in yourself. I think you might not see in yourself what I see in you.
She kind of looks away, like pondering what you've said. Um, thinks about it for a moment and says, I deeply appreciate the confidence that you have in my abilities, and I want to be the best member of this crew. I eventually would like to captain my own ship under you if you'd be willing. But in order to do that, I feel like I need more instruction, I guess, on captaining. Maybe it was just because we were in port, but keeping the men in line isn't the only thing that a captain needs to do, and I feel like being a glorified babysitter for these past couple of weeks was not a very good um first impression,
Yeah.
like tryout.
One piece of advice that I can give, at the very least, when you were manning the brig, I saw you able to take charge of people who were captive and didn't want to be here. Very different experience from taking charge of people who actively want to be here. That being said, these men that want to be here, that want to sail the seas and go on high adventure and rob and loot, yeah, you're right. When you put them into polite society with people with, jobs and homes, they tend to rub the locals the wrong way.
Yes, definitely. Um, I was wondering if we could maybe arrange some kind of formal captaincy training, perhaps?
You know what? Hang on. Asim, man the helm.
Okay.
Come with me. We're going to the captain's quarters.
Yes, sir. She follows you in lockstep.
So we get into my quarters. I close the door, and I shrink out of crab form.
Like back into a person?
Yeah, I'm like a real dude now.
I mean, you were a real dude before, but like more.
Well, no, I'm a much cooler fantasy dude when I'm a crab.
That's
He's a
true.
real boy.
Now I'm just a fucking guy.
Okay.
I kind of like pick up a ledger on my desk and just kind of like pick up a quill. Just it's a lot easier to hold a pen this way. You know how many I had to go through when I only had claws?
I
And
assume a great many.
I show her the ledger, and it's got a name of it's got the names of all of the crew members, as well as like their like pay and rations and everything like that.
Okay.
First lesson of captaining, and I mean like real captaining. You got to make these men happy. If you note, I don't normally yell at the crew. That's Land's job. Land keeps them working. I keep them happy.
Hmm.
see this leisure.
She kind
So-
of like considers this as this is like the first time she's thought about this. You could tell that like when you were gone, she was acting more like Lan than like you. And it wasn't working for her.
Just cut to me on the deck, and for the last time, when we're in port, stop getting naked in the parking lot.
No! God damn it.
All of the decisions that I do are to make sure the numbers on this ledger are as big as possible. I want my crew fed. I want my crew paid. Because that is what keeps them from killing each other. Getting hungry at sea, having no rations and a rough captain and choppy seas and poor pay. No one wants that. And again, especially not the people who are crazy enough to want to be here.
Hmm. I guess I never thought of it like that. I was mostly just running around putting out fires. Some metaphorical and some literal.
Yeah.
I heard that.
I kind of like look over at my wall of like trophy stuff that I have at a Phaedron Medal of Honor that I have stabbed into the wall by the ribbon.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I used to captain the way that, Lan gets the men in line. Yelling and demanding and very undemocratic. And it didn't go well, to say the least.
She looks unsure. She's like furrows her brow and is like confused at that. It's like, how would that not work?
I mean,
But she doesn't
they
say
were
anything. She's just listening.
they were soldiers. They were willing to die for the cause. I didn't want them to die. I needed them to live. They didn't listen to that. Now, with this crew, we run as a unit. I might be the captain, but every decision that I make is voted on. I mean, there are some like commands I'll make here and there, but if I'm going to make major decisions on what do we want more, gang, loot or food, because we only have limited stores, I'm not going to make that call on my own. That's not my call. Like an entire what do we have on this boat? How many guys we got on this boat? I'm not gonna.
She
That,
rattles off the numbers. She knows.
yeah, that's the word. I literally have a list. It was a rhetorical question. I
14 named, but there might be more. Or 13 that are named, but there might be more.
I have the power to make the decision for them. Why would I do that? They're all humans. They're all they're all people.
Hmm. Okay.
Running a ship with an iron fist is just going to put a hole in the boat. Oh shit, I got to write that one down. That was good.
I love the idea that Gelator has a list of like cool captainy sayings that he has, like platitudes.
He's actually added to your notes section on your character sheet.
Okay.
Running a hole with an iron fist is gonna put a hole in the boat. Bars.
But yeah. So that's lesson 1. Your crew's never gonna respond to the captain treating them like less than people. Once they know that they're gonna be treated like people, they'll do whatever. And sure, it's gonna take some what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know how to describe that. It's gonna take a Lan. That's the only way that I could describe how he is. It's gonna take Lan to really whip them into shape. But in order for them to still want to be here, you got to treat them like people.
And she's considering this like it's new information. Like you could tell the entire time she was like just being super bossy and super hard on the whole crew, and trying to keep everybody in line. Like basically, yeah, like the way Lan does. But she's didn't really consider the like how any of the other crew felt. She just assumed they were supposed to fall in line because they know better. And this is all like new information to her of like, okay, we got to treat the crew like people. Because she's
Yeah.
like super regimented. Okay. Hmm.
Dang, why won't it let it edit? It won't let me edit my notes tab.
Weird.
You have to unlock the sheet now. The lock's at the top.
Oh, weird. Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you think I need to find someone like Lan to help me? Is that
Oh, absolutely. It's integral. They need somebody to hate so that they can like you.
hmm. Okay.
They need somebody to be like, oh, well, at least the captain's not that guy.
They're gonna listen to me. They're gonna follow you.
Okay. I'll try that. Um, next time the officers go ashore.
Hmm. What of our NPCs would be a really good Lan replacement for when she needs to be captain? Which of our NPCs is kind of an asshole?
What's that?
I'm
Oh my
trying to think
god!
of which of our
Wait.
NPCs is
Is
kind of
it
an asshole.
is it a Mondes guy?
No, because he's an
He's an
asshole
asshole the
because he's
wrong
full of
way.
himself. He's not an asshole who
Yeah.
will tell you what to do.
I will say
Mhm.
he's working on becoming a lot less of it. He's been humbled at this point.
Ooh, what's that orc guy's name that we picked up at the same time as him?
Olger.
Olger.
Olger? Yeah, he could probably do it. People are scared of orcs.
She considers this and she's like, okay, I'll talk to him.
People are scared of orcs. Just Gelfter in the bottom deck. I've been telling you. I've been telling you for years.
Just
I was
just
just
like a
looking
construction site, use racism as a weapon.
I was looking through
You
the
can't trust the fucking Tusk bunnies.
No.
Jesus. I was just looking through the list of NPC crew, and he's the one I landed on who's like, she'd probably go to this guy. So I think I was on the right track in that case.
Mhm. It could maybe be a combination, like secondary Amandi slash Lamb. He's got both like the size intimidation factor and also like I haven't seen him yell at somebody yet. So
Oh, I don't
jury's
think
out.
he's gonna need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lan yells because he's 5'2", 96 pounds, and 71 years old. I would not have the same coaching technique if I was a Goliath. It's because most people on
Lan
this
is a
crew can,
chihuahua.
it's because most people on this in this crew can kill me if they actually tried.
So yeah, she says, "Thank you for this lesson, Captain. I will put these this lesson to use immediately."
All right. Let's go back out there. And then I just kind of re-crab. Oh, this is way more comfortable.
Okay. And with that, we transition back to the crew as they arrive back in Pesh, weaving through the bazaar. Let me see here. Hold on. Where's my notes? What? My Google Chrome is fucked up. You get back to the back alley in the bazaar. You hear the familiar voice of someone yelling at any passerby who will even give them a glance, trying to sell the same uh like container, like jar. They have a jar of powder now, this like silver dust in a jar that they are calling anything from pixie dust to um alchemical silver to wolf's bane, all kinds of different things as people are just walking by. When he notices you, he goes, "Ah, yes, my best customers. Come on in. Come this way to the back."
I look at the jar of silver powder on the way in, and once we're out of earshot of the passerbys, I ask him what's actually in the jar.
Um, he says what is actually in this jar is it is specifically powdered boulet teeth. Um, it can give you the strength of 10 men.
Hmm.
That's bullshit, right?
I don't know. Do you believe it?
Amandi, don't fall for it. He's
And I'm
been,
not surprised for it.
he been doing this all day.
Like, I'm not
We're
about
gonna
to
have to
buy it
roll some
from
dice
him,
to find
but,
out.
I'll believe it that that's what it is if he's telling me, behind the scenes that's what it is.
He
I do
tried
Um,
have
to
a little
sell
bit
us
of doubt.
he tried to sell us the bottle version last time.
Yeah.
you specifically when you ask him, he's still in salesman voice, just like, "Oh yeah," and speaking very loudly so that other people passing by can hear him. That this is powdered boulet teeth, straight from the gin waste. Um, this thing will give you the strength of 10 men. Boulet are huge monsters, massive rock beasts that swim around in the sands of the gin waste, and their teeth, when powdered and snorted, will give you the strength
So
of 15 men.
cool. So that's
Yeah,
totally
we
just
got
like
5 whole men, like
cool.
extra.
So here's a question: if it gives you the strength of 10 men, if you split the dose in half, can you get 2 men each with a strength of 5 men? Or what about if you split it into fifths? Can I get 5 men each with a strength of just 2 men? And what if those men already which man? Like, I've met some pretty big men. Can I meet the man who's big? Can I meet the man? Perhaps a picture or a portrait of him, of the baseline that you're using.
Have you considered going into business as a salesman?
He's he's got the charisma stat for it.
You do remember that one of my primary jobs in this crew is buying rope is buying rope without actual receipts and convincing people to join it. No, we have money. If it's negotiating to buy the supplies for the ship and convincing people to lay down their lives for a crew that consists of primarily a goat, a talking hyena, yeah, it's like a goat man, a talking hyena, and a giant crab wearing a hat.
Mm.
You say that like goats can talk. Like it's weird that the hyena can talk is the one that you
Yeah,
chose.
well, no, 'cause
Crabs and goats don't normally talk.
my point is,
True.
yes, I've deeply considered a career in sales.
It's also probably safer if you were to go into sales. I do have to kind of cut us off here unless there's a better point sooner that we can get to.
Yeah, we're just about done. We're just about
Okay,
to wrap it up.
then that's fine. Sorry, I just got to go to somewhere tomorrow, and it's far away. Sorry.
You're good. So yeah, he as you talk about that, as he says that, the rest of you are ushered into the back room, where he puts down the jar before walking into the back room, locks up the shop, and says, "All right, what'd you get? You got it?"
Yeah, we got these feathers from this bird lady.
You have like sand in a jar that came off of a feather from a bird lady.
Oh, perfect. Can I see it?
Yeah.
You hand it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you hand him the small jar, and he's like, "Excellent. Yeah, this will definitely be enough." How many things? How many people did you need to disguise again? The whole lot of you, or just the weird ones?
Wow.
Two
Wow.
or three of the weird ones.
And
Do
I
you
thought
want to
Gelp
re- do
was.
you want to re-
I
do you
thought
want to rephrase that, lad?
He blinks as like what did I say that was untrue? Like kind of like
I mean nothing, but it's more about the tone in which it was delivered, I'd say.
completely nonplussed, just like what are you talking
Yeah, we
about?
need it for the ones that don't look like humans,
Well,
that can't pass as human.
they can't pass. Okay, because only this guy looks human at all amongst all of you, and he points at a seam. Um.
I think I am
Hey, I can look
anyway.
human. I just choose not to.
Oh well. Okay. So then,
You only need
so you
two.
don't need one then. So you only need
I look like an elf.
two. Just one for you and one for the goat here.
I don't know why it just occurred, and this is Luke talking. I don't know why it just occurred to me. Oh yeah, no, it's also for okay. So the potion's just for me and Amati. Okay.
Yeah.
And possibly Gelp if we want to
Yeah, you won't forget.
de-point his ear.
Anybody who's
Yeah.
halfway perceptive is going to see those pointy ears a mile away. So
Come here with your hair. Long hair. So yeah, at least 3.
okay,
We
yeah,
got a couple extra. However
I
many
mean,
we can get.
this will definitely be enough for 3. I could probably stretch it out to 4 if you need one to hide the claws, but
No, I'll be
if
fine.
if you're good, then yeah, I could definitely go with 3.
Okay.
Give me about
Guess
3 days, and I'll have them ready for you.
3 days, you say? We
Yeah.
have to stay in Pesh for 3 days, huh?
What's the worst that could happen?
I have an idea, Captain.
That's the worst that could happen.
That is the
One of those
absolute
dramatic
worst.
cut 3 days later, the city's on fire. There's like
Not
an occupied
this.
army in the bay.
Not this city. There might be another city. So there's this small town with a little tavern, and I need to get some information from it. And we have 3 days to spare. And camels.
Is it 3 days
So,
away?
I don't know. How many
Or at
days
the very
away is
least, a
it?
day and a half away.
Hold on.
Where is?
I have to actually look at the map.
What was the name of it?
Where you want to go?
Where the tavern is, where I get more information and don't have to track down a
Oh, yeah.
psychopath. I'm looking at my notes. Hold on.
I don't know. Let me check for you.
Are you
It's
trying to
in
get
Al
to the
Khair.
Scarab or
Al Khair, the Silver Scarab.
Oh, okay. So however far away that is. Let's see.
Wait, we're in
Oh,
Pesh.
I
We're
see
on
it.
the island.
Okay.
That's going to be a problem.
Yes.
No, we're in Ashk, right?
No, you're in
No.
Pesh.
Pesh.
Oh, yeah, we went back to Pesh.
Yes.
Where's Pesh?
You're-
Oh, we gotta. Oh, this is probably a lot more than 3 days.
Yeah, it's a lot more than 3. Never mind. Then I say we find an inn and we keep to ourselves and we stay away from everything, because normally when we go do stuff like explore and stuff, taverns get set on fire. We get hunted. Like, I run into my parents again. Like, if we can just avoid that.
Yeah, last time we were in Pesh, we did kill a lot of Phaedron military.
And they seem to be back again.
Yep. You actually know, especially Pesh has kind of been left alone. I mean, there are guards patrolling the streets and stuff, but the mass of the Phaedron Navy has left at this point.
Yes.
There's still a contingent of guards here and like a couple of ships around the island, but not like an occupying force. Well, it is an occupying force. It's not a conquering
Yeah.
entire army. It's just occupying. It's just the leftovers of a occupation.
Yeah, it's the stormtroopers asking if it's the droids they're looking for.
Right. It's not like an entire fleet is here.
Yeah.
Although, as you leave the bazaar to get back to the ship to let the crew know you're going to be here a couple days, you have who's going to come up? Togashi is going to run up to you guys from the ship, and he kind of like looks like he's in a rush, so he like catches his breath and salutes to you reflexively. He says, Captain, there's been a development at the docks.
Oh. What's
There's,
developing?
there's a Phaedron, not fleet, but like Phaedron flotilla kind of at the dock.
Flotilla is the right word.
Yeah, like a couple of ships.
Oh.
It's not an invading fleet, but it is something of a sticky situation. Helgrid has the crew laying low on the ship for now. Recalled everybody else back, awaiting further orders.
We could go deal with that, right? I'm looking to the rest of the crew.
how are you trying to deal with it? Because we need to be able to be here in 3 days.
And we have a small ship.
Yeah, but realistically, how many ships they got?
Oh no, my ship
3,
will...
sir.
3.
3 warships.
I mean, like,
That's fine.
taking on multiple big ships is not my problem. Like, I was willing to do that back on that other island. My problem is that when that is done, if we cannot stay here after that because of the altercation that we caused, then we potentially miss out on our magic items that we went on this whole side quest to get to. So
They'll be
I don't have a
here.
problem with a fight. It's just the consequences of the fight that matter to me.
They'll be at the shores within an hour. They're still off the coast, but they're headed right for the island.
Hmm.
Are our bounties up anywhere?
Do you want to go find one?
Yes.
This is quite the cliffhanger.
Indeed. Yeah, you can.
I
Have
figure while
stopped
we're
by
do-
it too.
while we're deciding what to do about those ships, we might as well look at what our heads are worth to everybody. Because then I'm heading to
Yeah,
bed.
I want to see how much higher mine is. That's fair.
I'm curious about mine.
You find the bounty posters. Let me go ahead and see if I can copy and paste this into the chat here.
I like how we're told like there's literal danger on the horizon. That's great. Let's go check our bounties real quick though.
Let's quantify exactly how bad the danger is.
And how bad a danger we are to them.
Yeah.
I think this works. Yeah, there we go.
Let's see.
That's in gold pieces.
Oh wow! So it literally goes according to crew rank.
Well, almost.
Is Asim above Gelf?
No, we're
The
up.
Seam and Gil have the same.
I
No,
told you,
Amandi
I'm-
is above me.
I have a higher bounty.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, by
Ben-
like 300 gold.
Sorry, I
Actually,
wasn't looking at the
no,
amounts. I thought Ben posted the names according to the.
No. The
Mm,
names look like they're in rank order.
the names are in rank order. The bounties are not.
So that obviously has gone up since our last look-see, right?
Yep.
Well, now we're
That's okay.
getting somewhere.
You're all cracked 20,000 gold.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, those ships
So
might
it's
be for us.
Amandi-
Those ships might be
So it's
for us.
Amandi, Gilator, me, and then Gelf and Asim in any order.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
told
my
you I'm
main
not
worry-
worth much.
My main worry is leaving the crew alone to deal with 3 warships.
Okay. Do you get back to the ship then?
I'm
Yeah.
still communicating with the higher ups here to see if that's what they want to do.
That was me asking, not Tagashi.
I mean, I
Yeah.
think we hustle back to the ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well help. If nothing else pressing to do on land here until 3 days pass.
It's the
I do
safest
suggest
course.
that we play it smart at first and not just all out assault. See what they want.
Okay. Like even if we have to get them to like maybe chase us away from the island, and then maybe we can have like sneak back in on the Storm Runner to pick up our stuff.
I've got a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
This is what the Storm Runner has been doing for months. My crew
Yes.
has been screwing with these people and making them insane for
Yes.
months now. Like literally hitting them, running, making them chase them. I have this feeling that they'll be up for it one more time.
Yeah.
And while they go do that, we lay low, get our stuff, and then even just book passage on another ship home while they continue to screw around with them.
Yeah.
'Cause, like-
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You're on the Storm Runner right now. You're not on the. Yeah. So Tagashi wouldn't be here. It would be some random guy from the Storm Runner.
Yeah. That's my suggestion. Let them go deal with this, because this is kind of like what they're good at.
Like 3 ships at once when they're docked and cornered?
I mean, 3 ships at once ain't that big a deal. They just have to undock and run. It's not like they're gonna engage them there in the bay.
Also,
They're stupid. They're not that
To get off
stupid.
the island.
Hey guys,
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
We got to wrap this up. I got to go.
Yeah.
Me too, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
where are you
We
going?
can figure this out next session.
What are you doing right now? Where are you going?
Standing put. We
You're
haven't.
staying here. You're not
We're
going to
we're
the ship or anything.
we haven't decided that. We'll decide that.
He's asking us to make a
Oh,
decision now.
now. Okay.
You to make a decision now. If you want to stay here in town, that's fine. I will have something set up for next time. If you want to go to the ship now and see what you're working with and what's coming, that's also good too. Whatever you want to do, I just need to know.
We're taking a vote, one at a time.
Yeah.
Lan,
Head back to the ship.
I agree. Gelf,
Head back to the bloody ship.
all right, that's 3 out of 5. So regardless of what the other two would say, that's majority.
Okay. You head back to the Storm Runner. You get aboard. Siddiqui is there with a spyglass on the gunwale. He hands it off to whichever Asim or Gilator who takes it and says they're about 40 minutes out.
I passed it off to Gilator.
Okay.
Eeh.
Gilator, you look through the spyglass and
Yeah.
you see 3 mid-sized Phaedron Legion warships. The lead ship, biggest, you recognize as the Pegasus.
Oh fuck.
Oh no.
Hey
And
guys,
that's where we'll end it.
this might be a bigger problem than we thought.
Oh shit.
The Storm Runner can outrun them.
One more
Yeah,
thing
that's
about
that's
that,
not
though.
what I'm concerned about.
And that's where we'll leave it until next time.
Until next time.